In studying biblical contradictions, I keep coming across some that seem to follow a similar vein. An order was given in the Old Testament, but seemingly contradicted in the New Testament. In this video, we're going to look at two of those inconsistencies. First, circumcision. Important or irrelevant? In Genesis 17:10, God tells Abraham, "This is my covenant, which ye shall keep, between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man-child among you shall be circumcised." But in Galatians 5:2, Paul writes that, "If ye be circumcised, Christ shall profit you nothing." So, how can this be? Is circumcision important? Well, no, not anymore. To understand this, and I say this a lot, we have to look at the context of these two verses. Seriously, 90% of the time in resolving these things, it's all about the context. When God gave Abraham this command, it was part of a covenantal agreement he made with him. If Abraham and his descendants obeyed God and walked in his ways, then God would bring them to a promised land and make them a great nation. Circumcision was actually a common practice in parts of the Middle East during that time period. It was often used as a rite of passage among the male population of certain nations to symbolically show that they belonged to that particular peoples. That's what this was, a rite of passage to become a part of the Israelite nation. When Paul was writing his letter to the Galatians, he was addressing a controversy concerning whether Gentile Christians, those are Christians of a non-Jewish descent, in case you didn't know, but you probably did, but I thought I'd let you know anyway, just in case. Anyhow, the controversy was whether they needed to be circumcised or not to enter the Christian faith. Paul's point was that it was not necessary since they are entering a new covenant under God's grace through Jesus' sacrifice, rather than the old covenant made with the Israelites based on works. They were not identifying as Israelites, but as redeemed Christians. So the circumcision was actually pretty irrelevant. The next contradiction follows a similar path. In Exodus, God gives the command to Moses that the seventh day of the week, the Sabbath, should be kept holy, and everyone should just take a break, do no work, and rest. In the New Testament, however, there are recorded in the Gospels several times where Jesus and his disciples were accused of breaking the Sabbath by the Jewish religious leaders of the day. Also Paul, him again, wrote in Romans, "One person esteems one day as better than another, while another esteems all days alike. Each one should be fully convinced in his own mind." In the case of Jesus, he was responding to the highly nitpicky legalism of the day, which went too far in what it considered work. In the case of Paul, I would like to point out that there is no evidence in the verse that Paul is speaking about the Sabbath directly. In fact, in the context of the chapter, he seems to be talking more about a controversy between the Jewish and Gentile believers regarding certain specific days of fasting, which the Jews followed, something which the modern Gentile believers did not necessarily need to follow. Again, grace, not works. The point of this chapter was that in matters of opinion, everyone should do what is right in their own heart in regards to worship and not get hung up on technicalities. So there you have it, two seemingly inconsistent laws explained. Remember, next time you see a problem like this, take some time to look at the context again and figure out if it's what it looks like or if there is more to it than that.